Okay guys, we're going to talk about meal prep. And before you switch off thinking that this involves quinoa, colour-coded containers and cooking 6 different meals on a Sunday like you're on MasterChef, relax, because it doesn't. I'm making this video especially for anyone who doesn't want to track their calories. Tracking calories should barely be 5 minutes work, but a lot of people don't want to do it. So another way around it is to know exactly how much you're eating, prep it, and stick to it. If your weight, photos, energy levels and concentration and gym performance, the fit of your clothes, and your general hotness are moving in the right direction, then you're nailing it. If not, adjust accordingly. Meal prep, at its core, is just making future you's life a little bit easier. If you're a beginner, here's the good news. You don't need to be a confident cook. You don't need fancy recipes. Now, another thing you don't need at the off is variety every single day. That's actually one of the most common objections that I hear from a client who's given themselves away from the off, that they're going to be deliberately difficult and they're about to self-sabotage. Because if you're new to this, one of the easiest things you can do is master 2 or 3 dead simple meals and eat them on repeat for a short while until you know that you can handle the right amount of calories and you're starting to get the results that you want. From then, you can expand out and be a little bit more creative. But consistency is going to beat creativity every single time. Now, let's talk the tools, because this is where meal prep is going to get laughably easy. If you own a slow cooker or an air fryer, congratulations, you're basically cheating. But in a world full of people cheating with Photoshop, or natural bodybuilders who are about as natural as tits on a fish, or trainers nicking before and after photos and claiming their magical form of exercise is solely responsible for the results, a slow cooker is put in the ingredients, turn the dial and walk away. That's it. Chicken thighs, lean beef, tinned tomatoes, seasoning, done. Air fryer, chicken breasts, potatoes, veg, 15 to 20 minutes, minimal oil, 0 skill required. You don't need to be Jamie Oliver. You just need to be able to set a timer. Now, in the spirit of keeping things simple, let's take a little detour to the supermarket. Because this is where most people overthink things, or they bump into someone taking all the products off the shelf and telling you what's bad and what isn't. But some absolute supermarket staples that punch way above their weight. Eggs, cheap, high protein, ridiculously versatile. Tinned sardines, get your omega-3s, protein, minerals, no prep required. Frozen berries, the wonky ones are fine. They're just as nutritious as fresh, cheaper, 0 waste. Dark chocolate, really, helps adherence and is going to satisfy some cravings. Frozen veg, already chopped, no guilt when it lives in your freezer. This is simple real-world nutrition, not influencer nonsense. And here's a really useful filter when you're shopping. We're trying to eat foods, not products. If you're not sure what the difference is, flip the packet, look at the ingredients. Fewer ingredients, generally better. Ingredients you recognise, even better. And a simple question to clear up most of the confusion: did this once grow, or walk, or swim? If the answer is yes, you're probably on the right track. You don't need powders with a PhD attached to them. You need simple, repeatable foods that make hitting your calories and your protein easier. And now, team, a word from our sponsor. Today's episode of ChatGVPT is technically sponsored by Fuel. Fuel is a meal replacement drink for people who woke up with good intentions and then absolutely couldn't be bothered to organise their prep for the week. Have you ever stood in front of the fridge thinking, I should eat properly, but what you actually want is to grab something off the shelf that's disguised as a health product and hope for the best? Perfect! Have you also been hiding under a rock while we've steadily uncovered all the complications ultra-processed food causes in the human body? Great! Because after the toffee crisp you had for breakfast and the Dairy Lee Dunkers you've got planned for tea, why not indiscriminately smash down another one and call it balance? Fuel. It's not perfect, it's not whole food, but there it is, when your standards are low and your schedule is worse. Use code ChatGVPT at checkout for 10% off, because if you're going to cut corners, you may as well save money doing it. Damn, okay, mental note, we need to review the sponsors. Anyway, let's wrap this up with some top tips to stay efficient. Cook in bulk, season afterwards. Go nuts with your dry spices, or your thinner sauces like Tabasco or Worcester. Actually, don't go nuts with the Tabasco. That's one weight loss journey you don't want every week. If you absolutely can't have a meal without ketchup, factor it into your calories, and cut down a little elsewhere. Plain protein first, flavour later. Different sources on the same base. Prep your components, not whole meals. Protein, carbs, veg, then mix and match. Use a calorie anchor. Know roughly what one meal contains so you're not guessing every time. Containers matter. Glass ones last longer, reheat better, and don't smell like last Tuesday's fish. And here's the most important part. You will mess this up at first, so don't get dispirited. Everyone does. I once got it so wrong that I actually ended up blending tuna and spinach in a shake just to get it down me. That's not a flex, that's a warning, and surely you can do better than that. So your first few preps might be bland, you might overcook things, you might hate one meal by Wednesday, but that's normal. Meal prep's a skill, and like any skill, you're going to get better by doing it, not by waiting until you're ready. So start simple, repeat meals, lower the bar, and grow from there. Future you will be very, very grateful you did. And that's it. Easy.